Have you ever forgotten something simple, like where you placed your keys or the name of someone you just met? It's easy to brush it off as a sign of aging, but what if these small lapses in memory are a sign of something more serious? What if there was something you could do to reverse it? In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the inspiring story of Linda Miller, a woman who, just like many of us, began to notice the troubling signs of memory loss. But instead of accepting her fate, she decided to take charge and transform her brain health. We'll explore the simple but powerful habits that helped Linda regain her memory, boost her mental clarity, and feel more connected to herself and her loved ones. From walking barefoot on the earth to drinking a golden tonic, you'll learn how these habits can have a profound impact on your cognitive health. Whether you're struggling with forgetfulness, want to boost your brain function, or simply want to age gracefully, these strategies are backed by science and can make a real difference. Stay with us until the end of the video because we'll also reveal the surprising power of music, how physical movement can reawaken your mind, and the life-changing benefits of faith and gratitude. If you want to protect and enhance your brain health, this video has the practical tools you need to start today. So don't miss out. Let's dive in and discover how you can transform your memory and your life, just like Linda Miller. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend subscribing and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support means so much to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me keep spreading these valuable lessons by liking and sharing them. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, feel free to comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and create better content for you. Now, let's dive in. Linda Miller had always been an active and independent woman. She took care of her daily responsibilities with confidence and never gave much thought to her brain health. For her, forgetting something now and then seemed perfectly normal, a sign of being busy or distracted, nothing more. But little by little, the signs of something more serious began to show up. At first, they were easy to overlook. She would pick up an item, only to forget a few seconds later what she was supposed to do with it. Sometimes, she would mix up dates, forget appointments, and even find herself repeating the same question without realizing it. These little lapses didn't seem worrisome on their own, but deep down, Linda began to feel something wasn't right. One day, everything changed. Linda went to the market, something she had done countless times before. But this time, as she walked down the street, she suddenly had no idea where she was headed. She looked around, trying to recall the reason she had gone out, but everything felt foggy and distant. Panic started to rise within her as she struggled to remember. When the memory finally came back to her, she felt a brief moment of relief. But that relief was quickly overshadowed by a troubling thought. This wasn't just a normal lapse. Something more serious was happening. As the weeks passed, Linda noticed these moments of forgetfulness becoming more frequent. Sometimes, she would forget she had left the stove on, only realizing it too late. Other times, she would start a task, like folding the laundry or watering the plants, and halfway through, she wouldn't remember what she was doing or why she had started. The most unsettling moment came when she found herself wandering around her own home, unable to recall where she was going or what she was supposed to be doing. It was then that her children began to realize that these weren't just distractions. There was something more at play. Concerned, her children urged her to see a doctor. Linda underwent a series of consultations and tests, and the diagnosis was clear. Her memory was deteriorating. But instead of accepting this diagnosis as an irreversible sign of aging, Linda refused to give up. She wasn't ready to let go of her independence or her mental clarity. It was time for her to take control of her health, and she was determined to make the changes necessary to transform her brain health. The journey to reclaim her memory and vitality was about to begin. The habits that transformed Donna Celeste's memory and life. Habit 1. Walking barefoot on the earth, a connection to life. When Linda Miller first began her search for ways to regain her memory, she had no idea that one of the most surprising and impactful changes would come from something as simple as walking barefoot on the earth. At the time, she felt desperate, unsure of how to regain the sharpness of mind she once had. As her frustration grew, she turned to every possible remedy, from supplements to mental exercises, but nothing seemed to work. It was then that a friend, in the most casual of ways, suggested, "Have you tried walking barefoot on the grass, Linda? They say it's good for your brain." Linda had to laugh at the absurdity of it. Walking barefoot? How could something as simple, as elemental as that, possibly help her regain control over her thoughts and her memories? It sounded almost laughable. Still, her desperation left her open to trying anything. Why not, she thought. She had already exhausted so many options, and what did she have to lose at this point? So, with an open heart, though still skeptical, Linda decided to give it a try. Every morning, just before the world awoke and her first cup of coffee graced her lips, she would step out into her quiet backyard. The cool morning air would kiss her face as she slowly peeled off her shoes, the familiar weight of them feeling strange in her hands. There, with bare feet touching the earth beneath her, she felt a slight shiver at first. The ground felt cold, and the rough patches of grass beneath her feet seemed almost alien. And then, there were the stones, small, jagged, and uneven beneath her soles. She hesitated, unsure of what she was doing. The discomfort was palpable. It seemed like such a strange thing to do. But as she stood there, her bare feet making contact with the cool, dewy earth, something unexplainable began to happen. The discomfort, though still present, seemed to fade as Linda took a deep breath, letting it fill her lungs. It was as if her mind was slowly coming back to life, waking up from a fog she hadn't even realized had settled over her. Something was calming about this connection, this grounding if you will, something that made her feel present in a way she hadn't in years. The earth, simple and humble, seemed to be saying, "I've got you," a whisper that somehow comforted her anxious mind. As the days went by, Linda continued this ritual. It became part of her morning routine, the stillness of the early hours now infused with this new, grounding practice. Every morning, she would step outside, stand still, and simply breathe. She began to focus on the sensation of the earth under her feet, the coldness of the grass and the moisture it left on her skin. The rough patches of dirt, once uninviting, became part of the experience. Every stone, every twig, every leaf that brushed her feet was a reminder that she was here, now, connected to something much bigger than herself. It was during these moments that Linda started noticing small but undeniable changes. Her thoughts became less cluttered. Her mind, which had once raced with anxiety and uncertainty, seemed to slow down. It was as if each step she took on the grass was a step toward reclaiming a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. And then, something even more miraculous happened. Over time, Linda felt not only lighter physically but mentally as well. The fog that had once clouded her thoughts began to lift, slowly but steadily. She found that she could focus better, think more clearly, and organize her thoughts with greater ease. The constant weight of anxiety, which had once ruled her life, felt lighter, like a heavy coat that she had finally taken off after years of wear. In its place, there was a sense of calmness, a clarity that allowed her to be more present. Her mind felt sharper, more alert, almost as though it were being recharged in ways she had never anticipated. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Linda wasn't the only one to experience these changes. Scientific studies published in the Journal of Environmental and Public Health have shown that practices like earthing or grounding, the simple act of connecting directly with the earth, can bring profound benefits to mental and physical health. Research indicates that walking barefoot on natural surfaces like grass can reduce inflammation in the body, improve circulation, and lower oxidative stress levels. These benefits are all deeply linked to brain health, and Linda, now experiencing this firsthand, couldn't ignore the changes she felt. It was as though the earth was nourishing her body, mind, and soul in ways she never expected. What had started as a simple habit had begun to heal her in ways that seemed almost magical. The effects of this small, daily practice became increasingly evident. Linda noticed that her body felt better, her sleep improved, her energy levels rose, and her mood lifted. It was as if the earth, in all its humble beauty, was offering her a second chance at well-being. And what's more, it became a practice that was hers alone. In the quiet of the mornings, Linda found peace and clarity, something she had struggled to find for so long. This habit, so simple in its execution yet profound in its effects, became the foundation of Linda's journey toward healing. She knew that this was just the beginning, that there were many more steps to take, but as she stood barefoot on the earth, she felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. She knew she was on the path to something greater, a brighter, clearer future where her mind could finally be at peace. For the first time in years, Linda felt truly grounded, not just in her body, but in her soul. Habit 2. The golden tonic that woke up her mind. Linda Miller wasn't sure where to begin. Forgetfulness had become a frustrating but accepted part of her life. She was searching for something, anything that would help her feel more lucid, more present. During a consultation with a nutritionist who specialized in longevity, Linda heard something that caught her attention. Have you ever tried the golden tonic? It's been used for centuries to reduce brain inflammation and improve memory. Many studies have shown its incredible benefits. Linda was skeptical. A drink to improve her brain health? It seemed too simple to be true. But as the nutritionist explained the tonic's ingredients and their powerful effects on the brain, Linda felt a spark of hope. Maybe this was the solution she had been waiting for. The golden tonic was made from a blend of 5 potent ingredients: turmeric, coconut oil, black pepper, cacao, and cinnamon. Each one played a crucial role in supporting brain health. Turmeric, for example, was known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Studies published in the Journal of Psychopharmacology have shown that it could reduce brain inflammation and protect memory, making it an essential ingredient for anyone looking to boost mental clarity. Coconut oil, rich in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, provides immediate energy to the brain cells, acting as a natural fuel for an aging mind. Pure cacao, a known brain booster, stimulates blood flow to the brain, enhancing concentration and focus. Cinnamon, with its ability to regulate blood sugar levels, helped prevent the spikes and drops that could interfere with cognitive function. Black pepper, though often overlooked, was key. It helped increase the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, by up to 2,000%, enhancing its neuroprotective effects. Determined to give it a try, Linda incorporated the golden tonic into her daily routine. Every morning, before her usual cup of coffee, she would heat some plant-based milk, then mix in the ingredients: turmeric, coconut oil, black pepper, cacao, and cinnamon. As she stirred the mixture, she marveled at the rich, golden color that seemed to glow with warmth. The aroma was comforting, and over time, the process of making the tonic became a cherished ritual, a quiet moment to herself before the day began. At first, Linda didn't notice any drastic changes. The fog in her mind seemed to linger, and she still struggled with moments of forgetfulness. But little by little, subtle changes began to appear. Words started to come more easily. Her thoughts seemed clearer, sharper. The mental fog that had clouded her brain for months began to dissipate. She realized that the tonic, though it hadn't worked miracles overnight, was beginning to have a noticeable effect on her cognitive health. She wasn't just fighting against her aging mind, she was rebuilding it, one sip at a time. This golden tonic was only one part of Linda's journey toward better brain health, but it was a powerful start. She was determined to keep going, knowing that small changes over time could add up to something much bigger. There was still more to be done, but Linda felt encouraged. This was a step in the right direction. Habit 3. The power of music in memory reactivation. As the days went by, and Linda Miller continued her new routine, she began to notice small but meaningful improvements in her mental clarity. However, there were still moments when her mind faltered. Some memories felt distant, like they were locked away in a far-off corner of her mind. It was during one of her routine doctor visits that she received an unexpected piece of advice. "Have you ever tried listening to music from your youth, Linda?" Linda was taken aback by the suggestion. How could the music of her past possibly help her with her memory issues? It seemed almost too simple. But curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to give it a shot. That afternoon, Linda sat in her favorite armchair, the one by the window where she had spent countless peaceful hours over the years. She searched through her music collection and picked out a song she hadn't listened to in decades, a song from her teenage years. As soon as the first chords filled the room, something remarkable happened. Forgotten words, long buried under layers of time, suddenly came flooding back. Names, places, conversations, all the pieces of her past that had seemed lost resurfaced effortlessly. It was as if the music had unlocked a part of her mind that she hadn't realized was still there. The impact of this discovery wasn't just emotional. It was supported by science as well. Studies published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease have shown that music can activate specific areas of the brain linked to memory. Music has been proven to help reactivate neural pathways, even in the later stages of cognitive decline, making it an effective tool for memory recovery. Linda now had scientific confirmation of what she had just experienced for herself. From that day on, music became an essential part of Linda's daily routine. Every morning, while she prepared her golden tonic, she would play a song from her youth. The music wasn't just a background sound, it became a key component of her mental rejuvenation. It wasn't long before she realized that the more she incorporated music into her life, the better she was able to recall important details. But there was more than just memory improvement. Linda also began to notice that music had a profound effect on her emotional state. She felt happier, more connected to her past, and more at peace with herself. It was as if the melodies served as a bridge between her present self and the vibrant, joyful memories of her youth. Over time, music went from being a simple pastime to a powerful tool for reactivating her mind. The connection between memory, music, and emotions became undeniable, and Linda now understood that music didn't just help her remember. It helped her reconnect with herself in a way that nothing else could. Habit 4. The movement that reactivated her mind. Despite the hours Linda Miller spent sipping her golden tonic and listening to music, there were still moments when her mind felt sluggish. Some days, it seemed like her brain needed an extra push to function with the clarity she craved. During one of her regular check-ins with her doctor, Linda received an unexpected recommendation. "Linda, you need to move. The brain responds to the body. The simple act of walking can work wonders for your memory." Linda had never considered the connection between physical movement and mental clarity. Could walking help improve her mind? At first, she was skeptical. But when she thought about the small victories she had already achieved, her growing clarity, the improvements in her mood, the music that had helped her rediscover memories, she felt encouraged to give it a try. Determined, Linda decided to start slow, knowing that safety was key. Her granddaughter, Emily, who had always been attentive to Linda's health, volunteered to accompany her on her walks. "Grandma, I'll go with you. Let's make it our time," Emily said with a warm smile. Together, they began with simple walks around the backyard and soon expanded to short walks around the neighborhood. They kept it relaxed, taking only a few minutes each day, with no pressure or rush. Emily, ever the thoughtful companion, made sure to walk at Linda's pace, and the two of them cherished the peaceful moments they shared. As the days passed, Linda began to notice something remarkable. The more she walked, the more her mind seemed to come alive. The act of moving, though gentle and unhurried, seemed to spark something inside her. Studies from Harvard Medical School back up Linda's experience, showing that physical activity promotes the creation of new neural connections and improves blood circulation to the brain, ultimately delaying cognitive decline. Linda could feel this change firsthand. Her morning walks with Emily became one of the most anticipated parts of her day. These walks weren't just about exercise. They were a time to connect with her granddaughter, to talk and laugh, to breathe in the fresh air, and to watch the birds soar across the sky. With every step she took, Linda felt her mind becoming more alert and active. It was as if each stride was unlocking more of her mental potential, and with each walk, she felt more energized, both physically and mentally. Before long, these daily walks had become a cherished routine, a simple practice with a profound impact. The combination of movement, connection, and fresh air had reawakened Linda's mind, transforming what had once felt like an uphill battle into a new, hopeful path. The small changes she had made, supported by her loved ones and backed by science, were beginning to reshape her destiny. Habit 5. The daily challenge that strengthened her brain. Despite all the progress Linda Miller had made, she knew that to fully regain her mental agility, she needed to challenge her brain more actively. Though her forgetfulness had lessened and her mind felt clearer than before, she still felt that her cognitive sharpness wasn't quite where it used to be. It was then, during a visit from her son, that Linda received an unexpected gift, a book of puzzles and brain teasers. "Mom," he said, "these exercises are excellent for strengthening the brain. Start with the easier ones, and as you get more comfortable, you can increase the difficulty." Linda wasn't sure what to expect. She opened the book and found a mix of puzzles, crosswords, math challenges, logic problems, and riddles. At first, they seemed difficult. Some answers were right on the tip of her tongue, but she just couldn't get them out. It was frustrating. But Linda wasn't one to give up easily. She committed herself to keep going. Every evening, before going to bed, she set aside a few minutes to tackle one of the challenges. It was a quiet, peaceful routine that became part of her wind-down process. Slowly but surely, Linda began to notice something incredible. Her mind was becoming quicker. Words came to her more easily. She could organize her thoughts more clearly. Most importantly, she started to feel more confident in her mental abilities. What had started as a simple hobby soon became a powerful exercise in revitalizing Linda's brain. Studies published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience show that engaging in daily cognitive challenges helps form new neural connections, which can slow the aging of the brain and improve memory. Linda's commitment to these puzzles was paying off. With each challenge, her mental capacity grew stronger. She wasn't relying on miracles or quick fixes, just small, consistent decisions to challenge herself every day. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Day by day, Linda was rebuilding her memory and boosting her mental clarity. Each puzzle, each math problem, and each crossword was like a mini workout for her brain, strengthening the connections that had started to fade. As she made her way through the book, she began to feel not only smarter but more in control of her mental health. But there was something even more profound supporting her transformation. Something beyond these mental exercises that she could never ignore. Habit 6. The power of faith and gratitude. Despite all the new habits Linda Miller had incorporated into her life, there was something deeper that sustained her on her journey. Something that went beyond the science and studies. Faith. Since the onset of her forgetfulness, Linda has faced moments of fear and uncertainty. The prospect of losing her memory, of not being able to recognize her loved ones or recall her cherished moments, had been overwhelming. But through it all, Linda never stopped believing in the possibility of improvement. She knew that her mind and body still had the capacity for healing and renewal. Every night, before going to sleep, Linda set aside a quiet moment to reflect and give thanks. She would close her eyes, take a deep breath, and silently tell herself, "Today was a good day. I'm here, I'm alive, and tomorrow will be even better." It was a small but powerful ritual that grounded her, reminding her of the blessings in her life. It was more than just words. It became a mantra that helped her stay focused on the present and positive about the future. No matter how tough the day had been, Linda's faith in her ability to improve kept her going. Studies from the National Institutes of Health support the power of gratitude, showing that regularly practicing thankfulness can significantly reduce stress, improve cognitive function, and even strengthen memory. Linda didn't just follow this advice. she lived it. Every morning, as she prepared her golden tonic, she thanked God for the simple but meaningful moments in her life. She thanked Him for the opportunity to walk beside her granddaughter, Emily, and for the continued strength in her body that allowed her to care for herself. With every sip of her golden tonic, she was reminded not only of the physical nourishment she was giving her body but also of the mental resilience she was building. Music, too, became a source of connection to her history. Every time she listened to a song from her youth, Linda felt herself reconnecting with the memories, the emotions, and the person she had always been. Each note was like a thread that wove her past and present together, reinforcing her sense of self. Through gratitude and faith, Linda found a sense of peace that went beyond her mental exercises and health habits. She found comfort in knowing that no matter what challenges she faced, she had the strength to move forward, and that every day she was becoming more whole, more alive, and more herself. As we've seen in Linda's journey, the road to mental vitality isn't always easy, but it's certainly worth it. By challenging herself every day, she not only strengthened her brain but also regained her confidence and sense of purpose. It's a reminder that no matter our age, we can always grow, evolve, and take control of our mental and emotional well-being. So, what have you learned so far from Linda's story? Is there a lesson that resonates with you the most? Maybe it's about the power of small, consistent actions or the courage to challenge yourself daily. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share one thing you've learned today that you're planning to put into practice in your own life. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that helps you live your best life. Stay strong, stay curious, and keep growing.